What's going on, guys? My name is Citizen, and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Today, we are back at it again with Dragon Ball Genshin Squadra. I'm having a lot of fun with this game, and honestly, I cannot stress it enough that if you are a fan of Dragon Ball, if you are a fan of MOBAs, you have to give this game a shot. A lot of doubters have played it, and a lot of doubters have grown to love it and have fun with it. It's just a fun time across the board, right? Again, the higher up in the ranks you are, yes, the queue times do get a little bit longer, but it's still fun across the board. I've met a lot of great people as a result of this game. I highly encourage you guys to check this game out. But without further ado, we are here for a showcase, so let's get right into the video. So, as you can see, it is not a damage dealer. I am actually now going to start on tank. Reason for that is because I want to shift up how I do this a little bit. I want to give you guys the best quality content, so I want to start by doing the showcases for the characters that I feel comfortable with, which thankfully with Deborah, Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I already felt comfortable with those characters, so they were a lot more seamless for me to make those videos. But again, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting out like the best type of content on characters that I don't feel strongly in when I'm still learning them myself. So I will always be forthcoming and honest and say like, hey, I'm just going to show you like very basic combos and again highlight what the abilities do in action, so that way you guys can get a feel for if you guys want to play the character or not, or use your if you are free to play, if you want to use your free unlock tokens to get those characters, you can watch my video and judge for yourself if you want to get them or not, if they look fun to you, and or be like, absolutely not, I'm not touching that. Or if you're pay to win and just already have the characters, but you're like, I don't know if I want to play with them, even though I have them, this will be the video for you to see if you want to get those characters or not. But regarded as one of the, if not the best tank in the game, we have none other than Final Form Cooler, Frieza's iconic brother from the movies. So, as you can see right here, again, I do have the, what I feel like is the best costume for him, so we are going to be rocking that in today's showcase. But, essentially, you can see that his difficulty isn't really that hard to use, right? He's really straightforward. So he does offer actually some support, which we'll go over in a second. Very heavy on the strike resistance side with a little bit of energy resistance, and his attack range, we'll explain in a minute why that's on the larger side as well, right? So without further ado, let's get into the video. So his first ability that we're going to cover is his transformation. Like a lot of characters, including Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, this is occurred at level 7, and again, very straightforward. Base HP, armor, and all attack up, and extends the length of retaliation status, which is passive, which we'll be covering right now. A self-strengthening ability upon skill use, super attacks excluded, applies immune to all to self. If a hit is taken from an enemy hero or helpers while immune to all, enter retaliation status, and the effect of your next skill will be enhanced. So again, aside from being literally resistant to everything, as you can see here, again, Cooler is going to be that guy, the tank. But essentially, every ability that we're going to cover, including his super attack, he's one of the few characters that actually it affects the super attack as well. It is going to allow us to do more damage, but also give us very, very, very unique and hidden abilities that only are available while in retaliation status. So again, Rush Attack being the only one that doesn't really have an additional ability other than just increased damage. So, again, the main thing with Cooler welcomes conflict. He welcomes the fight. He wants you to hit him first, so that way, again, when he throws his starting punches, or in this case, a Rush Attack, or any of his abilities, they will be stronger and do more. So, again, you want to poke and prod on these enemies, so that way they can hit you first, and then you dive head first, right? So let's get into our first ability, the Destruction Ray. Fire a beam in a set direction that burns everything in sight. When in retaliation status, creates pillars of fire in the beam's path that apply continuous damage. So it's damage over time, it's an AoE, and then again, as you go up in level, the range does go up. Again, so the damage over time, I want you to think of it like the Pansy Bomb from Daimaku, if you are familiar with that. If not, again, it's basically once you hit somebody, it's not just going to deal just that damage. Over time, for a specific set of time, the damage is going to be continuous, and you're going to see the little health bar, if you have that enabled, the little health bar and damage go up, and start adding up. So again, if you are in a fight and you have those players that are running away, and you launch that destruction ray and you are in retaliation status, it will and potentially can end that fight before they can get to their God of Destruction and heal. So very, very, very good skill to upgrade. Personally, what I will be upgrading first. So then we have our skill number 2, the Death Stopper. An AoE attack that manipulates the surrounding gravity and applies high pressure and movement speed down to enemies. While in retaliation status, attack time is extended and damage is increased. So not just damage, but again, that high pressure and movement speed down is going to slow them down. So again, if they are trying to run away without using their vanishing step, so that is excluded in this ability, they are going to be slowed. So if you catch them while they're in a fight and they use the retaliation status, if you teleport to them as well and use yours, close in that gap, and then use that Death Stopper, you are going to slow them down and they are going to be forced to go into the fight. They will not be able to run away from you. And then if they are even starting to get out of range from you, you have your third ability, which is the Death Chaser, a lunging attack in a set direction. When activated during retaliation, you pull the enemy along your route and then smash them into the ground while applying movement speed down. Very, very, very iconic moment from the Cooler movie. If you know, you know. If not, I highly encourage you to check it out. One of the most iconic moves of all time. And they actually have that in this game. The shockwave affects surrounding enemies and applies movement speed down. So again, this ability, on top of Death Stopper, which already does movement speed down, you have another ability. If it ends and they start going away, you can bring them down. Again, you want to be in retaliation status to get that extra ability off. I'm going to do my very best to show you that in real time. It is such a great time. And then lastly, we have the super attack of the Atomic Supernova. So like Frieza, he does share this move, but of course with Cooler, it's from his iconic movie where he was launching it. So launch an energy sphere at a set position that pulls enemies towards the center of the explosion. So again, you want to be able to time this correctly to where, again, they don't have their vanishing step, or if they do use it, they're still going to get pulled in. So again, placement of the supernova matters. If activated during retaliation status, it has an increased AoE and deals extra damage. So think of it like a super atomic supernova, right? We're going to make it as big as possible in retaliation status, and of course, we're going to be doing extra damage as well. So this is Cooler in a nutshell, guys. Let's get right on into the showcase. You already know we are going into quick battle to test him out. Of course, I'm rocking the SSJ3 on the front page. Look at him in all his glory. But we're not here for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We are here for my man Cooler. So I do have a question while we are looking for a match. What character are you guys looking forward to the most? And second part to that question, what role would you like to see them be? Now, my answer is going to be a little bit different. It is going to be not the traditional ones, and what I mean by traditional is like I'm talking about those anniversary headliners, right? You're gonna have your people that say, which again, fair play. You know, your Goku, your Gogetas, your Vegetos, Super Saiyan 4s, Ultra Instinct, Beast Gohan. Those are anniversary worthy to me. But what I'm gonna go with is Superstar and Sparkly Stardust. We'll take that. Let's go to my that's L. Let's go to Cooler. Yeah, we're going to go with Rildo. That's going to be essential. So again, it's like we're having that 2 supernova effect where you get to pull them into center. So that's going to be awesome. So we are going to go bot lane. But back to my answer. I'm going to go with something outside the box here. I'm going to go with Super Saiyan God Goku. Not from the Beerus movie. I'm going to go with the Broly movie variant. And I want him, and the reason why is because I want him to be technical. The reason why I want that is because of that iconic God Bind ability that he had on Broly. I think would be such a cool ability to see in this game, especially when we have abilities that do bring you into center, albeit some of them are helpers, some of them are your like my Supernova. I think an ability like Gotenks' Galactic Donut where it locks him in place, but imagine that for Godbind. If they could do that with the Galactic Donut as a regular ability, they can definitely do it with my God Goku. So that's who I would like to see. Let's see what you guys have to say in the comments below. But look at that. We have our iconic, the entrance animation. I finally got it off of a lucky summon, so I'm super excited to be able to see it in real time. But other than that, guys, this is the Cooler gameplay. Let's get right into it. So we do have Super Start, so I'm going to go and start off immediately with our Laser Beam. Let's do it. So we're going to have that max damage over time. Then I'm going to go with Death Chaser, okay? I want to have it at level 1. On Super Start, I am going to go and have all my abilities. So the next ability that we're going to get is our Death Stopper, so we can have our full kit. But normally it would be 1 Death Beam and then 1 Death Chaser. So now that we have our full kit, let's go and let's start this. I just want to be a pest and initiate. Look at that. Look at the grab. We're going to close in the gap on Piccolo here. Look, Piccolo has no choice. Boom. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Bojack's with me. That's the movie power. Ooh, that iconic dual attack. Okay, so now this is the key here. I personally like playing Cooler with a little bit more of a offensive approach. So what we're going to do is we are going to get... personally, you can flex Lightning Swift, which deals additional energy damage to enemy attack within 2 seconds after using a Vanishing Step, or Super Snowball. It depends on your playstyle. If you are one of those people that knows you specialize in, like, I know I can get my kills and not die, go for Super Snowball. All the more reason for you to do that. I am so sorry. Boom! I got you back. I got your back. I got your back. I would go for Super Snowball, but again, if you're, you know, just because, again, the way that teammates can be sometimes, if you know for a fact or feel like you are not going to be able to, let's drag him in to center. Ooh, that was so close. If you know that you're going to be dying because, like, your teammates either aren't playing with you, except your sister, kind of like, oh, I did my Bojack. I'm so sorry, Bojack. We're going to go with Steel Skin. No, actually, no, we're going to go with Solid Berry here. I'll explain what that does in a second. So, I would go with the other one just to give you some offense, because remember, yes, you get the additional effect that the card gives you, but again, the red is going to be your damage. So we're going to be doing a little bit extra damage regardless for Cooler. So, yep, I am going to be going. I'm letting Bojack know I'm on my way. So while that is happening, I'm going to tell you guys what Steel Barrier does. Gain a barrier that greatly reduces damage from enemy heroes. Don't take damage from heroes within 2 seconds of the activation condition. So, essentially, oh my god, we are just dying left and right. Okay. On my way there, Goku died and then they got it. Oh, that's so tragic. So, essentially, ooh. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Perfect. So, essentially, let's launch that. Yep. Look at them all in the center. Yup. And I'm going to transform. Let's go. Iconic transformation. So we are able to take on this 2-on-1. This is the power of Cooler, guys. So damage over time. He hit me. Yep. So now let's do this. I'm going to activate my Rildo so I have more control of the fight. Boom. I took on that 2-on-1 waiting for Bojack. That is the power of Cooler, guys. He can take on multiple people at the same time. He is that man. Again, retaliation status is in effect. We are able to take more hits because we do have our solid barrier activating. We are doing extra damage. And then so now what I'm going to do here is, again, I have 2 options. I could either make him extra defensive more than he already is, or I could go more on the offensive, or if I wanted more mobility, it depends on your playstyle. Me, personally, I'm going to go with Pursuer. I will be dealing extra additional damage on top of everything that we already discussed and talked about. All right, so I'm going to have my max Death Stopper. Let's go ahead and take this boss on. Perfect. Oh, I mistimed that. That was terrible. Okay, so we will be ready if they do have a fight coming. I'm assuming we're going to have some people joining us. So let's see. Nice. Okay. Or not. Sweet. All right, cool, cool, cool. So let's go this Bojack. Yeah, me and Bojack are ready, bro. Almost max abilities. Let's do this. Yep. Nice. Okay. We are in max retaliation status. But we do have max abilities on everything other than our Supernova, so let's go ahead and rock this. Alright, I'm going to make my way up top. It seems like top lane is struggling a tad. Nope, never mind. I stand happily corrected. Alright, Oob. I got your back. I got your back. Booyah. Alright, Krillin. Ooh, Krillin's low. Nice. Bojack is with me. This is the power of the movie bosses, baby! I cannot wait until they start adding, like, team-up abilities like they do in, like, Marvel Rivals. I think, like, having an ability like Super Bosses be at the fray would be so cool. Like, if you have, like, two movie boss characters under, like, any capacity, because I'm assuming, like, right now, the only time we have movie bosses is, Frieza is not a movie boss, because he's from the Frieza saga, so that saga's from the, just, like, episode battles. But Cooler and Bojack are from the movies, so if we're able to get that going, man, that would be so dope. Go, go, go. We are all here. Let's go, baby! Let's go! Iconic, hit him with the pose! Look at that, bro! Gorgeous. Cooler in all his glory, man. Let's go with the MVP, guys. That is Cooler in a nutshell, guys. He's a really good character. I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys give him a shot, especially with the superstar ability. It is such a good character to utilize in that moment. So again, I want to go over my choice process. So again, we had General Rildo specifically, so that way we can again have that pull-in effect. So if we either need to extend our combos because they're trying to run away, if we're in danger and we need to get out, we can use the Death Chaser ability with our Vanishing Step to get us double out of range. So again, and then my thought process is, and as you can tell, mainly a lot of people are running Snowball. It is a very good ability, but again, it is super dependent on how you are as a player. If you are someone, because the minute that you die, all your stacks go away, right? So you got to keep in mind that instead of having to waste a Divine card because you died and switch back to something like Lightning Swift, because those are your only options, right? You want to just take that opportunity to understand your playstyle and like understand like, hey, that's a flexible card, right? Giant Slayer, like I don't go all attack just because again, you can, but as being hyper aggressive can get you killed a lot as Cooler or just any character in general, right? Especially at the higher elo that you go. Again, you're going to be able to make, you have to be able to make less and less mistakes because you will get caught, right? I have gotten caught several times. So I went with Solid Berry just to give me a little bit more defense, more than I already had, because again, you can never be too safe on your defense. You are the tank, you are the one that is supposed to be holding it down. And then lastly, Pursuer, again, especially with my Death Chaser ability, I want to be able to finish those battles myself or with my teammate, like I said, and you saw that with Bojack. Me and Bojack were handling business down bot lane. I know that first match or that first fight when he died, he probably didn't like that, and again, I felt bad about that myself. But again, those things happen, but we were able to bounce back and capitalize, guys. But guys, that is the Cooler showcase and ability. This man is, oh, look at that. That is just so cool. Just looking at that, oh my gosh, that is so cool. Guys, that is the Cooler showcase in a nutshell. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know who your favorite character is. Let me know if you are going to attempt and try Cooler. Without further ado, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and peace out.